especially in Massachusetts DOC, you don't do that if you jacking, you crack. You just don't, because off the rep, is we're the bottom of the food chain in the DOC, and everybody that did time in Massachusetts, Shirley Max, to any camp, we're not the majority. You know what I'm saying? So I turned 3 years going to the county, going upstate to 7.5. That's what it was, standing on morals and principles. And I seen a lot of dudes I looked up to, dudes even that was vicious, that folded.
Bounce back and got a moment when they see you down. There's no love. Hey, we're back with the Bounce Back podcast. If you notice, things look a little bit different right now after the break, man. So why don't you introduce everybody with you, man? I know you did that before, but now that they on camera, they can put a face to the name.
Yeah, I gotta introduce the guys, man. I got my big brother, man, from Long Beach to Compton, man. You know, Cartier, man, cash flow. He doing. I got the,
You got the tax service, we out here helping
talk
people,
that.
helping people with their tax situations.
Absolutely.
I got my day one off the Supreme, man. She's out here.
Salute.
I got my brother, man. He's in the pen, man. He going to the story, man. But, my man Marty Booby, man. You already know the vibes. Last but not least, man, you feel me? The movie star, gangland, all that.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Hey, thanks everybody for pulling up, man. But salute. So we'll just get into the part of the story, man, where you had ran into man right here. He asked you if he was from Cali. Why did you ask him if he was from Cali, man?
Oh man, the energy it just reminded me of back home because with somebody that brought him to me, he said, "Hey man, this is young cat over here." So I'm like, he came, so they brought him over, and I'm like, "Yo, where you from?" Because I'm thinking he from LA or something. Just his whole vibe, the way he's talking and everything, and I'm like, it's just the whole energy. He's like, "Oh, I'm from Atlanta," and I'm like, "Sure, you're not from California?"
So what jail was this at this point?
Worcester County.
Worcester
Yeah,
County.
I
How
got
did
shipped
you
out.
end up in Worcester? Oh, so you got shipped out
Yeah, I
from
got
another
shipped out of
county?
Bristol County. Yeah, me and a couple of homeboys got into a little altercation, and but at the time they want to give us a taste of our own medicine. You know what I'm saying? Especially you didn't tell them what they wanted to hear. They're like, all right, well, we're gonna ship you out somewhere where you guys ain't cool. You know what I'm saying?
The biggest difference between Bristol County and Worcester County.
I never seen the stuff that they were doing over there. Like I never heard of a vice lords, or I didn't even know. Something I'm going to a county ain't gonna be no problems. When you walk in, you're like, okay, that's what we doing.
So that wasn't the case. There was
Nah,
problems right off the bat.
off the rap.
Damn. And what was it about my man right here that like drew y'all towards each other? Was it just him approaching you about the Cali thing? And what was y'all bond like after that?
A homeboy of ours, mutual friend from Kilby, introduced us because my name was going through the jails. Because dudes dropped a note on me, but then they tried to say I checked off. But then I had the actual ticket of them reporting to whatever we call them imps upstate, but I forgot the exact name they called they little investigative cops.
Joey Berry.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and he's like, "Yo, I've been hearing about you, real one." Like, and then he introduced, and he's like, "Oh yeah, typical, like, banged all that, like."
So what? So you said it was like kind of popping right off the rip, bro. Motherfucker gotta press you.
He came to the door. I came in, it was late night. Oh, where you from? I'm from Lenny's Street Walking Gangster Crip. Why, what's up? All right, cuz, well, I'm not checking off. You know the whole politics, and then sure enough, when they seen the energy and when the dudes try to talk to me, like, yo, catch a fade 1-on-1, I'm like, nah, when the door pop, you just get G to the O. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got a politic like that. And
You get caught. You saying in the hole now?
the dude, somebody dropped the note. So they ended up being a whole eternal thing with themselves. So somebody dropped the note and then they called me for a lawyer visit. So I'm thinking I'm going to see my lawyer because I just got shipped out. Well, I'm thinking I'm going to my lawyer visit. Like, no, you go right ahead. Boom, there's a whole shoot up dudes, like, look like gang unit.
I mean, what's that make you think about them? Like, what? I mean, that's not that's not what we do. Like the whole dropping notes thing. Like,
I mean, at the time, I didn't even know until I walked in there. At the whole time, I'm thinking I'm like, they asking me questions like, oh, you have your own gang? Like, nah. I told them I don't gang bang because that's what you do. If you're trying to be a stand, you don't tell them. Especially in Massachusetts DOC, you don't do that if you jacking, you crack. You just don't, because off the rep is we're the bottom of the food chain in the DOC, and everybody that did time in Massachusetts, Shirley Max, to any camp, we're not the majority. You know what I'm saying? So. And I already knew because I've been trained. I had homies that been up top, and I already knew what it was. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. They're like, well, we got to know right here, stating from these guys that if you don't get out of here, that something's gonna happen to you. I'm like, well, I don't have a problem, and I don't know what they're talking about, but I don't have a problem. Can you please send me back? All right, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to make myself look bad or anything. So this is what I'm standing on, and I know not to tell them because I was snitching. You know what I'm saying? You don't tell them, oh yeah, that's you might as well just go to PC. Why you even trying to fake the funk? So and that's what that was a start right there. And that's even before I met him. After I got out the hole and they put me on the unit with him. And because I wasn't self-admitting that I was a part of that, and these dudes are saying that, they were like, all right, well, we're just gonna eliminate this problem, and we're gonna throw you in the hole until we can find somewhere to put you. And that's how that started.
I mean, what kind of other injustices does like the administration do in those systems?
You know how they cause the climate issues. You know what I'm saying? Like regardless, like I got diamond homies that I'm cool with. Like that's just unheard of, you know. And I feel like at that time and place, it was probably new to them or whatever they had going on. And I don't know. Like all I know, I had to do what I had to do because I stood on that. I turned 3 years going to the county, going upstate to 7.5. And I know we'll get to that later, but that's what it was. Standing on morals and principles. And I seen a lot of dudes I looked up to, dudes even that was vicious, that folded. You know what I'm saying? And
I probably already know the answer to this, obviously, but did you ever at least consider like, let me just fall back from this?
I was never in a situation to do that. It was always front line and my back was against the wall. That was the environment that they put me in, and I was already trained. Like, yo, this is what happened. I done had homies that got jumped and got stabbed. You know what I'm saying? I just knew, like, without a reasonable doubt, I just know I'm gonna take extreme measurements I'm gonna do what I have to do because I'm not being victimized. Because I seen that look of what happens. You know what I'm saying? I seen the dudes that went to PC. I seen the dudes on drugs.
So we're gonna go in chronological order, man. And you get out the hole, y'all link. What's the
And see,
story from there?
the energy that he had, that's, you know, you gotta understand, I'm a lot older than him. You know, I'm 40 years old. So when I started coming to the East Coast in the late 90s, there wasn't no Crips blood out here. So I seen the transition and it was kind of weird to me because at first that wasn't,
What do you think was part of that transition?
I
If you
could be
looking back, do you think it's like music influence?
right, right. And then just out of nowhere around the I'd say around like 2000. By the time I went upstate, not too long before, you know, we was neighbors, that's when when I first went into classification, I'm like, I mean, I started meeting guys from different parts of the state. "Okay." I'm like, whoa, really? You're a Crip? Oh, I'm a Crip. I'm a Blood. And like, oh, okay, wow. You know what I mean? It was just, it was different. So, but it wasn't like a lot of it, like he had mentioned earlier, a lot of it was for protection, a lot of it's for,
Yep.
various reasons. Dudes don't come from it. I came from it. Like my dad
Right.
chilled, when he was young, Tookie was cool. My dad, smoked a joint with Tookie.
Yeah.
Just
I'll
off
always
the
remember you showing me the pictures too
yeah,
from right from the
right.
riots, man. You was a little kid with your mom or something like that,
All
man.
of that.
That still stands out to this day, man.
Really from it. So it's like when I seen, when, it was like after years of going through, the bid and we some of the situations, things that I went through. And then to meet somebody like that, it was like, that felt like they was from the culture. Because a lot of dudes don't understand. It became a fad, it was just picked it up.
It's
And
all cool till you looking at that elbow. Yeah, chronologically, what's next? Y'all are together. How long are you in? What's the county after this? Where you sitting there? What's going on?
so tried to like, steer him in a, right direction. But
How receptive was he? How receptive would you say that you were at that point? Was
he
he?
was like, like I introduced him to, what we call knowledge yourself and everything. Like,
Dope.
brother, like, you could do this, but everybody got to take it in their time. Everybody got to learn in their time,
Yep.
because I
They're
was,
ready.
I don't never put myself in no crazy,
Doing time over there. This is still waiting trial.
yeah, but I was doing like a brief little sentence because I was sentenced in Bristol over some DYS shit. They got me, so but I was still fighting my gun case before I went upstate.
Now you go upstate. Where you at? Walpole?
So every camp I went to, besides one camp, we was outnumbered.
Yeah.
And like in Middleton, in my county, it's even. Like
it's like your Walpole stay. Like, man, what's
So my first day in Walpole, I just knew to say like, I'm not a Crip. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna go to OU, you're gonna go to PC. I had homies that went there. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I didn't go to. You know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I just self-admit that I was a Crip. I couldn't do certain things because they was already been in my mind, just not to be victimized. That was the only thing that I was trained on, because I seen so many dudes, you know what I'm saying? And I seen it, and there wasn't too many keyways. You didn't see too many keyways on time. You know what I'm saying? And my man Mar Beats, when he gonna tell you, like, you didn't really see one. Like, so when you seen one that was on that, you had to be prepared for the 5-on-1s. You know what I'm saying? You had to be prepared for the shit that came with it. And then you had the administration that's like, all right, well, you don't want to talk to us, you don't want us to help you, well, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And then I learned that at a young age. And that shit stuck with me. So I ended up signing, because I wanted something that I was a Crip. I didn't want to go to the whole OU, which is PC. And they made me sign basically a form like, admitting if anything happened to me, I'm consenting I want to go to population against their will, that if anything happens to me, it's not their fault.
Right.
So I'm walking, I'm seeing a whole bunch of shit, dudes talking loud. My heart wants to come out of my chest. I'm on pistol everything. I'm like, damn, I can't believe I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? But that adrenaline, I walk in, are you gangbang? I'm like, yeah, I'm a Crip. He just walked away, slept with my sneakers on. I'm like, oh, this is not real. Next day, go to the chow hall. I already know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I already know this. I recognize one dude. I've never seen so many opposing, you know what I'm saying, dudes that represent something against me that I didn't know. So I just knew I had to do something, you know what I'm saying? And that's where it started.
And it started getting shaken over there.
Yeah, first. And before they knew what was going on, I already had one of their homies. And right there, they decided out for me.
And they put you, what happened?
I was
10
in
block, you go to whole?
Yeah, I went to 10 block. Yeah, yup. I went to 10 block for a little bit, and then I left there to the max.
Bro, like,
I'm only 29, but I feel like I'm 40.
Yeah.
Like, I had to teach grown-ass men how to move, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, and then you go up there, then you see then they design it.
So now you get up to the max. When do you run into my man Mort Beasy?
That's late.
Is this right up the rip? Okay.
Nah. I heard about Cuts from the minute, though. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when we had the gray and the green side. So you knew who the all-stars on that side. We knew who the all-stars on that side. So we used to...
people that don't know, like YouTube, man, people not all from Massachusetts. We got viewers from everywhere. Right. Talk about just the max. What's the gray side? I've never even been up the max. What's the gray side? What's the green side? And just talk a little bit about what that was like when you went up.
So they used to separate gangs by color code. Boston Street gangs, color-coded gangs, you know what I'm saying? And they should put it on, they'll be on the gray side, which is what the north side got. And then you had the green side on the south side, and it had different units in the politics within that. And you know who was who, you know what I'm saying? You go to the gym, see cuz playing basketball, cuz that moved on me, you know what I'm saying? You get your little hoop banging on, and you never really had no interaction. So a lot of dudes was able to disguise they inner coward during that shit, you feel me? And so dudes, I met him coming back from DDU, for my second DDU trip.
So what did they send you to DDU for?
Multiple inmate altercation.
Okay.
The first time, and
at this point, like, is it in your head now? Are you thinking like, okay, now stakes are a little bit higher too? Like you say, upstate, Walpole. Does this come into your mind where like now dudes might try to use steel or something like that?
Of course, I seen a dude my second week there. We done it. You know what I'm saying? So off the rep, I'm like, yeah, we're not. My homie taught me how to make one in 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay up and get going. So you have to. And I know I was somebody that was a target. So if somebody that, like myself, like somebody wanted, and you know, we had our own internal politics. You know what I'm saying? So you always had to be alert. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, I already turned 3 years to 5 years.
So you stay ready, ain't gotta get ready too. So what are you doing as far, like, are you on a system where like, okay, like things are popping off? Now you want to be physically ready. You doing the burpees, you working out every day. Talk to me a little bit about that program you got going on with the working out.
Impeccable, man. For the homies, they'll tell you about I put a little bit of weight too, but
we all do, brother.
Talk about free my man Ken and one of my Damu homies, man. Like he's in DDU doing 1,000 burpees on my son. You feel me? Like straight, hour and a half straight. Competition. Come on, cuz. Nah, don't call me. You know what I'm saying? And he Damu, you know what I'm saying? They designed it, but we building off of some positive shit. You feel me? Just like my homeboy back here, like, because we understood, like, all right, they're setting us up now. You know what I'm saying? And DDU was our opportunity to connect with real ones. You know what I'm saying? Because we already going at it with our own, or the ones that's not really active. So the ones that's really active at this time in DDU, before you was going to DDU for little stupid shit, you was meeting the ones that was doing some doggy shit. You feel me?
So what is, like, explain DDU for the people, like I said, maybe not from Massachusetts.
It's the super max within the max. It's the ADX.
It's the end of the line, right? It's pretty much
a hole within the hole.
Yeah.
So after they shoot. Yeah. So yo, we're gonna get more into that. And we'll be right back with the Bounce Back podcast right after this, man.
Bounce back, you got a moment. When they see you down, just know they